It's 1-0 to Calamvale. They looked so good game 1. Game 2, can Merrimac turn it around?
Definitely would like to see what kind of strategy. It's been 15 minutes about. What kind of strategies, what kind of team prep talk they've been giving each other, and just the different ways that they've come up to a new team comp, a new champion, or a secret strategy coming out. Definitely to see how the players can adapt, because adapting to the situation is very important for League of Legends players.
Yeah, it's very, very important, especially in best of series, because you get a chance to feel out your opponents, figure out what they're strong on, what they're weak against, and then adapt your own play style in response. Very similar to, I'm going to go back to it because I love to talk about it right now, apparently, is the Magic the Gathering. How after game 1, you have your starter deck, which is more toolboxy, you're more flexible into what to prepare for, but really the strength, your strongest cards are in that sideboard, and they come in for game 2 and 3. It's like, all right, we know what you like to do. Let's react accordingly. And that is what I expect to see out of these teams. I'm hoping Merrimac's sideboard, that's where all those legendary cards are, because they need to pull out something big right now. But for Calamvale, I mean, more of the same.
Yeah, we could see anything coming out. Calamvale, we've seen a strong performance coming out of the bot lane in the last game. So, Merrimac, what are your responses towards that? How to control their bot lane so, they don't just carry the game and just take over. So, and then same thing for Calamvale. Now that they've kind of got the playstyle, and then the players are stepping up. Now, now they're competing with each other. They stepped up. Now I got to step up. So, definitely team morale is high for Calamvale. However, just different teams.
I mean, we've seen FeifeiFAN dominate a game. We've seen woobi and Yoxiourn dominate a game. It's now time for Soolgi, and it's now time for which one to do it?
All right. Soolgi it is. However, Soolgi, last game with the Syndra, he definitely was not quiet. With the Sejuani ganks coming in, he definitely still secured and it shut down Jayceph Stalin quite hard. A one-item Orianna at 25 minutes, that's not what you want to see.
No, that's not what you want to see at all. As we are already in our picks and bans. It is Merrimac on the blue side, Calamvale on the red side. So once again, I believe they are sticking to the same size that we saw in game number 1, not mixing it up. Similar bans as well. Where's this Nautilus ban? It has to come third, right? No!
Ooh, okay, Sejuani ban. So Merrimac maybe, they're confident to, control the Calamvale, not repeat the same mistake that they did. Karma pick, maybe more aggressive. Alistar, for example, would be very good to counter the Nautilus. The ability to disengage and to even engage harder than a Nautilus could. So, we have first pick Ornn locked in for Merrimac.
Yeah, instead we're seeing the Ornn. I know a lot of players would be very happy to see that one locked in. I'm curious if it's going to be going top or the jungle. Only time will tell, but Kai'Sa's still available. We saw what woobi can do on the Zyra. What can he do on the Kai'Sa? Yep.
Kai'Sa, again, very strong champion that, early game, late games excels at both escape with the ulti and invisibility, just all around a very strong ADC. However, which one? Now that both Jarvan and Sejuani has been banned away, he has opted for the much more aggressive Rek'Sai jungle, which, the early game pressure that a Rek'Sai can put over the side of Merrimac can just dominate and just, snowball for the side of Calamvale.
That's it for Merrimac. They're going to stick with that Volibear jungle plan. If you had told me Volibear would be the most picked jungler or most picked champion of the day coming into this one, I would still not believe you. And I still really don't believe you. Seeing it in front of me that Volibear has become such high priority, Merrimac opting to take it again, but Vladimir was left up. Vladimir is going to be taken.
Yep, Vladimir taken probably, in my opinion, probably for Soolgi. However, FeifeiFAN definitely still has the option to play the Vladimir. Vladimir is a very safe laning champion, which scales into a monster in the late game. So definitely to see, Calamvale, they have early game drops and late game drops in their belt already. So definitely, they have kind of like an all-around game plan. They're suited for every stage of the game.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how it will all come together as we hit our next rounds of bans. Aatrox going to be taken away first. This is still patch 9.13, so Aatrox still has that passive that brings him back. Still has that revive, still has the insane healing. He is still Aatrox. So seeing him taken away, probably the smart move from Calamvale. The response, finally that Nautilus goes, and it's about time.
Yep, Nautilus finally getting picked up for, well, not picked up, but banned away for the side of Calamvale, a bit. So definitely Merrimac, again, adapting to the previous game. So we're definitely seeing that coming out from Merrimac. However, Karma also banned away for the side of Calamvale. So, there as well, adapting to the game as well. Because last game we have seen WonderlandZERO on the Karma. Although not the most spectacular performance, but definitely she did a good job to protect the CritterMiester from you know, a bit of the damage coming out.
It's a bit interesting that they then opted to ban away the Lulu as well. I kind of figured that's where WonderlandZERO would want to go next. Kennen possibly would have been the smarter ban. Instead, it will be locked in for Calamvale, so they will be getting Kennen once again in the top side of the match. So FeifeiFAN, another attempt on the little Yordle man. I'm curious now, what will be the support for Merrimac? And more importantly, who will be the mid lane? Because it will be into a Vladimir. They know what the mid lane matchup is, and they're going to take Jayce into it.
Yep, Jayce, you know, Jayceph Stalin, right there. I think we will know who's going to play on this Jayce. Now, Jayce mid lane has not been, you know, the meta pick for a long time. However, in the correct hands, he's very strong with the early game damage because of the build, arm penetration, lethality builds. You know, Jayce is a very strong champion in the mid game to take over the game almost if he's. Oh, okay, Zyra picking up for the support.
I'm actually not too surprised to see that Zyra. WonderlandZERO, if she can't get one of her, you know, main champions, i.e. the Karma, she likes to go for those sorcerer supports.
Yep.
You know, your Brands, your Luxes, or in this case, your Zyra. I wouldn't have minded actually seeing the Lux perhaps as opposed to the Zyra, but this is do or die for Merrimac.
Yep.
You lose this, their journey ends here in the semifinal. So sometimes you go comfort over meta. You go what you know a bit more. And Zyra, when it comes to zone control, I think is arguably the best support in the game.
Yep, definitely. And Zyra can definitely keep the Alistar in check. You know, the root and the just overall damage and annoyance of Zyra in the laning phase can be catastrophical for the side of Calamvale. However, Yoxiourn, no Nautilus, no problem. Now we have the Alistar, again, a very aggressive support. You know, so it will definitely be fun to see how woobi and Yoxiourn can, you know, use the synergy and how, you know, Merrimac's side, CritterMiester and WonderlandZERO can, you know, start to counter them and start to, like, get used to their playstyle. And, you know, Sivir, also a very safe ADC with the spell shield and the movement speed with the ulti and everything. So, you know, both sides definitely adapting to the playstyles of each other.
Yeah, and I really like Merrimac's team composition a lot more this time around than our last time, as a little bit of smoke to get people worked up, getting ready for semi-final number 2. Capture and share your moments. Capture and share these moments. Because it's semi-final time, and this is Calamvale's chance to punch their ticket to the grand final. Merrimac's team composition, as I was saying, looks a lot stronger than it did before. I think this is an easier execute team comp. I think it has more strength early in the game, but so does Calamvale. Like, both of these teams seem very aggressive early. I want to see a lot of action, a lot more skirmishes, and maybe that's how Merrimac fights back into this.
As we now head into the second game of the semi-final of Queensland High School League of Legends Championships of Calamvale versus Merrimac, and Calamvale was the lead with 1-0.
Yeah, it is definitely a good time to be a fan of Calamvale, but we're not riding Merrimac out just yet. Going to be a standard start for both teams. They're going to be protecting their jungle entrances, establishing that line of scrimmage. Could be potentially dicey for CritterMiester right now just because of the positioning of Yoxiourn, but it is a Sivir. It's going to be hard to take down if they've opted for that spell shield first. As we're seeing the pink come down, they are aware of this Sivir. Do they step forward and make that play?
And I'll just like to take note of something interesting I've seen actually. For example, for the side of Calamvale, which one? Rek'Sai has decided to take the Hail of Blades rune, which is very aggressive instead of the normal, you know, Conqueror Rek'Sai that we're seeing so far. And on the side of Merrimac, we have CritterMiester with Barrier, whereas WonderlandZERO with Heal, actually. So again, a very safe laning phase for Soda. But, you know, it's really weird to see Zyra with Heal, considering how you know, aggressive that she should be playing. You know, it's more suited for a support like Soraka.
Yeah, it's definitely surprising. Like, normally you would expect actually the heal to go on to CritterMiester in this situation if you wanted to heal in lane, and you would stick perhaps a exhaust onto WonderlandZERO if that's the sort of safe lane you wanted to play. So a little unconventional, but it definitely tells me that Merrimac is wanting to play the 3-item Sivir game. Let's get to late game with the Sivir. Let CritterMiester clear these waves. That's how we're going to push objectives. That's how we're going to control these lanes. You have Jayce, who's a massive early game lane bully as well. I'm curious to see how Jayceph Stalin will be able to synergize with DaddyoftheGrave on this Volibear. I'm going to be a little self-detrimental here. I know nothing about the Jayce Volibear synergy.
To be fair, honestly, no, the only synergy I can think of is Jayce can speed up the Volibear to charge him even faster into the other team. You know, there's definitely that. However, in terms of jungle clear, we definitely see a bit of, I guess, conventional jungle clear coming out from both sides. Volibear starting red this time instead of blue.
That is a double headbutt pulverize connecting on both. WonderlandZERO already burning flash, but the damage is there from Merrimac. They're looking to turn it around. Yoxiourn actually quite low. Alistar is not really that beefy tank until post level 6, so the trade, yes, it gets a flash, but health bars are in Merrimac's favor.
Yep, definitely Yoxiourn again, very aggressive right there, landing the double knock-up. And, WonderlandZERO this time much more respect, flashes instantly, however, lands the root straight after, so allowing them to trade back some of the damage.
Yeah, I think in that situation, though, if you're going to burn a summoner, you want to burn the heal, not the flash.
Yep.
That's why you have the heal, so you can save your flash. That is such a crucial summoner gone. And with Rek'Sai already sort of looking towards that bot side of the map, we could be seeing an early gank coming out of Calamvale.
So, again, we do see Scuttle Crab coming to, spawning and will be picked up by both sides, I believe. Each jungler are in the opposite direction of the jungle right now. And FeifeiFAN actually in a prime position to be ganked. However, he does have a ward in the river brush to protect him from that.
Yeah, FeifeiFAN is warding up, doing the similar thing to what he did in game number 1 and just shoving in that lane early, trying to establish that early lane presence and later dominance. But AC1002, he's definitely a competent player to say the very least, so I do expect him to turn around, but not if he's getting harassed like that. That range damage coming out of FeifeiFAN going to work. Yeah,
well, FeifeiFAN really just enjoying the matchup that he's been given lately. The range versus melee champion on the top side is very...
Very good, but a flash from DaddyoftheGrave, unfortunately, is not going to lead to that bear flip. So which one? Getting a summoner out of DaddyoftheGrave already. 2 flashes have been burned by Merrimac and under the first 5 minutes of this game.
A very crucial summoner burn for DaddyoftheGrave right there. Volibear early game, you really need that flash to get in. Oh, okay, Jayce is Stalin going aggressive play. Prox Conqueror, but nothing comes out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so hard to take down Soolgi with that Sanguine pool. It just... I don't think it's going to happen. That said, not without, some help. Yoxiourn, a good headbutt pulverize, actually, but not a lot of follow-up damage coming out of woobi this time around. Look, by this time last game, I'm pretty sure Calamvale had already gotten a couple kills, so already you can say Merrimac is playing a lot safer, a lot more controlled. Yes, they've burned 2 flashes, but they haven't blown their gold lead yet.
Yep, definitely. And we definitely see Merrimac, they're definitely not scared from last game's defeat. However, they're starting to play actually more aggressively than last game. DaddyoftheGrave definitely going much more aggressive in terms of just tracking the enemy jungler, going for the flash. Ooh.
Oh, headbutt pulverized. This time it's on to WonderlandZERO. Follow-up damage is there. Not enough to warrant the heal just yet. In fact, a bit of return poke coming out of CritterMiester actually gets Yoxiourn quite low. They need to be careful because DaddyoftheGrave is kind of roaming around that bot side. The vision is there and do spot him. There is a vision ward in that tri-bush, so no ganks just yet, but except in mid lane where which one has gone onto Jayceph Stalin. Flash and Ignite has been used. Soolgi going super deep. It's not required because he has First Blood.
Yep, Ignite right there. So there we go, early aggressiveness coming out of Rek'Sai, going for the Jayce, killing him and burning the flash away from the Jayce. However, no response coming out from the Volibear. But again, Rek'Sai right there, very smart play. After he's gotten the kill in mid, he has mid priority, so he goes for the very aggressive ward into DaddyoftheGrave's jungle, and now they have information that Volibear is backing, which enables his bot lane to play even more aggressive.
And this is something that we didn't talk about during picks and bans, but I want to bring up now. The fact that Soolgi is running Ignite on a Vladimir. Typically, you see Vladimirs take the teleport because they have a sort of weaker early game. They want to play the side lanes late and become that side lane monster. That just screams confidence coming out of Calamvale.
Yeah.
That, like, I'm going to play a later game champion. I'm going to get kills on you, and I'm going to win regardless. I'm going to take Ignite. This is going to be my game. And it's paid off so far. That is huge for Calamvale.
And I'm definitely seeing the kind of team communication and the synergy of which one and Soolgi right now. Every time I've seen them on the minimap, whenever which one is going for a deeper ward or anything, they're always communicating with each other, moving in together to get the vision, protecting each other. So they definitely have the synergy going on right now.
They have that synergy, and things are looking good at the start of this game. That said, though, we've yet to see really what AC1002 can do within this series. I don't think he had a chance to really show how he's probably one of the stronger players for Merrimac in that first game.
Yep.
I'm waiting until he comes online in this one on this Ornn pick. I think Ornn is so crucial in team fights, but right now, things are going rough for him. Soolgi on the Vladimir, not really in trouble yet, but is taking quite a bit of a beating. Flash is down on both of these mid laners, so all of this damage is going to stick. If someone commits to an all-in, we will be seeing that all-in situation. Jayceph Stalin on this Jayce, needs to win this matchup to be relevant.
Yeah, definitely. Jayce is one of those champions that you really need to have a lead on to have a huge impact in the mid game. And then otherwise we're just seeing, you know, NA Jayce, the classic meme. However, you know, again, AC102 in the top lane goes for the back after being dropped very low and a possible gank coming out of which one, but he dodges that very cleverly and teleports back with full HP and 2 pink wards right there. So definitely vision control coming out of Merrimac. And Jayceph Stalin again, he's been killed as the first bot, however, he's definitely not playing scared. With the average blade picked up to counter the Vlad first item, and he's definitely going for the aggressive trades.
Yeah, but what's critical in this situation is teleport has been used. FeifeiFAN, though, is going to get harassed a bit. But with teleport down for AC1002, and teleport available for FeifeiFAN, that gives Calamvale the teleport advantage with an Infernal Drake on the map. And that is a huge global objective that I want to see Calamvale now make a play for because of said teleport advantage.
Yeah. I want to see which one going for the flash Jayce again, getting the kill mid, and then just rotating the entire team down to that Infernal Drake, which is huge in terms of early damage and late game damage. It might just be the 80 damage you need to 1v1 someone.
That could be the case, but first, you know, you have to get that kill mid. You have to secure these objectives, be it, you know, taking down your opposing team or taking down said dragon. If we're taking a look at the vision right now, it's definitely in Merrimac's favor. They're the ones who seem to have put more vision priority on this Infernal Drake, which is good considering they don't have the teleport advantage. FeifeiFAN actually opting to walk back to lane and not use his teleport, so that tells me Calamvale is definitely interested as we see a bit of a gank happening on this top side. Slicing Maelstrom is used. AC in a bit of trouble. Blow that Ornn horn, because here it comes, but it's disrupted by which one, and AC1002 will go down.
Yep. But however, we do see a very fast response coming out of Merrimac, going straight for the Inferno Drake. They know that the jungle is topside, so this could be a very similar situation from last game actually.
It could be. Yoxiourn is trying to get in there as well as woobi, but they can't get to the dragon in time. It's still a 3v4 in favor of Merrimac, and they actually might want to kill it too. Soolgi drops the Hemoplague, but sort of trying to sanguine pool away. Which one has arrived, and DaddyoftheGrave is going to have to turn around this time. Which one's still kind of looking for it, thinking about going over the wall, deciding against it.
Yep. Okay, now we have a very clean, secure off the Inferno Drink for the side of Merrimac. So all hope is not lost, and definitely Jayce right there, you know, still huge damage coming out of the Soolgi, pushing him back, protecting his team. So right there, much more cleaner Dragon secure coming out of Merrimac.
Yeah, but which one is not done yet? He's looking for that gank on the bot side, will get spotted out, so nothing will happen there. As this is going on, I want to give credit to FeifeiFAN for something I am going to call frustrating patience. You were saving that teleport for the dragon play. The dragon play wasn't there. You lost the dragon. You didn't blow your teleport.
Yeah.
So it is the correct play. You're still frustrated because I have this teleport for this play. The play happened. I still have this teleport. Why didn't I teleport back to the lane before? But he didn't fall victim to the sunken cost fallacy. So it's frustrating, but his patience will reward him long term.
Definitely. We still have, I believe, 2.5 minutes advantage for FeifeiFAN to use that teleport into the bot side. You know, opening up the game again, you know, getting that 4-man bot, getting that tower is very crucial if you want to, you know, free your ADC up. And however, right now, we do see just a, you know, very passive lane going pretty much everywhere right now. And it's definitely good to see that Merrimac is definitely holding their own against Calamvale right now.
I mean, it's not too surprising to see the passive lanes considering the champions in this one. Like, really the only lane where I could feel a lot of kill pressure could go for anyone could possibly be the top lane right now on this FeifeiFAN. Jayceph Stalin is done in place. Good use of the Slicing Maelstrom to buy some time. Jayceph Stalin will walk away. No engage coming out of DaddyoftheGrave, who's waiting. The response by Calamvale seems to be shove mid lane.
So we have 3 players rotated up into the top lane with the rotations coming out from Calamvale into the top side. Ooh, might get caught right now, 2v2 skirmish.
Yeah, here we go, a bit of a fight happening. Which one in DaddyoftheGrave? The junglers kind of beating each other's chests. Here comes Jayceph Stalin. Not a lot of damage on the Which one. The Ornn horn is blown. The target is going to be Soolgi, who will just pool away. Which one was able to dig under the wall as well, and no kills will be secured, but perhaps a Rift Herald.
Well, communication for the team, they're deciding, okay, they will go for the Rift Herald, which is a good decision at this moment, as which one is very low and needs to back. However, no, right there, again, I think it's a bit of miscommunication. Jayce seemed like he didn't really want to fight. He was walking backwards, whereas Volibear was going in. And then when Volibear was walking outside, Jayce flashed in. So, you know, miscommunication right there. However, still works out for the side of Merrimac as they secure the Rift Herald.
Yes, but these miscommunications are going to become more and more detrimental for the team should they be continuing later into this matchup. We've already seen it earlier today, and I kind of peg it as one of the key reasons why SPS is not playing in this final right now. They didn't have that team fight communication. And if we're seeing Merrimac fall victim to the same sort of plague, then we could be looking at, you know, the two best communicating teams in the grand final, which, on paper, makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. You know, communication for a 5v5 competitive game is very important. And having a strong voice as the in-game leader.
Oh, which one looking for Jayceph Stalin right now? The Hemo Plague has been drawn. Jayceph Stalin trying to knock which one away, but Soolgi is too happy to go under the tower to secure that kill.
Yep, you know, again, very good focus coming on which one, knowing the Jayce's flashless from the play at Rift Herald. You know, going straight for the kill, you know, very safe kill right there, and definitely the Vladimir with the Spellbinder already finished at 13 minutes. A very strong Vladimir.
Is this actually happening?
Yeah.
Are we seeing ourselves in a situation where 3 streamed games in a row out of Calamvale, 3 lanes popping off and taking the game over? First was FeifeiFAN, then it was the woobi Yoxiourn bot lane duo, and now it's Soolgi who's looking to be taking this one over. If this continues and we do see the Vladimir get to that same legendary level that we've seen before out of Calamvale, I'm renaming them the Calamvale Ghidoras, or like King Calamvale Ghidorah. I'm sticking with this Godzilla reference, by the way. I love Godzilla. It's fantastic. And I think Calamvale is going to be that team for us.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Calamvale switching up their playstyles a little bit. They might know that Merrimac will be playing a bit more passive in the bot lane, so they decide to switch up the focus into the mid lane, which is definitely currently working out for them. You know, this Vladimir is very ahead, and all the other lanes are definitely not behind either. Bot lane is up 30 CS. Top lane, you know, melee versus range. You know, it's still
Slicing Maelstrom coming down. AC is in a lot of trouble because which one is here as well has that red buff to keep him slowed. The Ornn will come through, but it's not going to do much to save his life. The flash might buy enough time. FeifeiFAN does not want to dive.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in mid lane, actually, we're not done. Soolgi in a bit of trouble as DaddyoftheGrave looking for that return gank. Not going to find him this time around.
Yep, the Sanguine pool just too safe to, you know, the Volibear really cannot get on top of this Vladimir right now. So, Volibear very frustrated right now. There's pretty much no lane that he can actually safely gank.
Which one now is looking for that return gank? It does force the flash out of Soolgi, but DaddyoftheGrave is doing so much work onto which one. He gets one kill, won't be able to get the second, but Merrimac's on the board.
Yep, definitely on the board.
Oh. Yeah, we're not done yet. Yoxiourn in a bit of trouble trying to escort woobi away. Good use of that pizza there to cut some health down. No fight this time.
Pizza, yep. Alright, so, but we do have the Mountain Drake up as well, actually. And which one? Dead again. You know, for this moment, you know, Merrimac actually very good objective control coming out of Merrimac. They've secured Rift Herald. They have 2 dragons right now in the pocket. So if they leave this game into the scaling battle, they can definitely come out on top right now.
Yeah, they definitely can, and I'm happy to see Merrimac, you know, a lot more competitive later into this game. If we're going back to Game 1 by this stage, we were already looking at a 7K lead at around the 15-16 minute mark. This time, it's only a 3K lead, so definite improvement out of Merrimac. I feel a lot of it has to do with the team composition. A much more early game focus out of Merrimac as FeifeiFAN actually getting choked so low. I'm surprised AC didn't stick on him.
Yeah, did he have ulti? Oh, he did not have ulti, so he's out of spells for any continuation of the DPS. But, however, you know, good damage coming out of AC1002. He may be 1 death down, but he's definitely not giving up this lane as of yet. And, oh, actually, Rek'Sai moving up again.
I do like the Abyssal Mass pickup as well onto AC1002. I think that's a super smart pickup in this kind of lane against a Kennen. Hopefully, he'll be able to transition that and become an unkillable Goatman later in this one. Which one? Bit of trouble, kind of walked into DaddyoftheGrave. Isn't going to look for the fight right now because the fight is happening down below the mid lane. Soolgi and Jayce Stalin going at it. Which one trying to join back up? Here comes the Ornn. Will it clip anyone? No, because they're going underneath. Jayce Stalin in a lot of trouble being jumped upon by which one. He's able to get the kill before returning it back to his sides. It's 1 kill apiece as Yoxiourn trying to act as a front line, but AC does not care. He is marching towards that back line as woobi trying to do what he can, but is only tickling this front line out of Merrimac. DaddyoftheGrave quite low though, has to flash and then goes down. Return headbutt pulverized out of Yoxiourn is actually turning this fight around for Calamvale as Soolgi is doing so much work. Yoxiourn somehow still alive as which one will escape off the side flank as well. CritterMiester looks to be unable to escape. It's using the blasting cone, but it's not enough to escape the bleed. Huge fight for Calamvale.
Wow, what a beautiful teammate coming out of Calamvale right there. The kiting of the, you know, just a whole team. That was perfectly played. And the re-engage of Yoxiourn without the ulti and only like 300 HP going, oh my god, just beautiful plays. And the kiting just so well played. And at Merrimac again, they, just no focus in terms of the team. Just if they were to focus one champion down, they could definitely turn that around.
Jayceph though is looking for the 1v3, but he just jumps right into a Sanguine pool, and the damage is going to be there to turn it around. Yoxiourn with the ultimate will not go down. Instead, it's Jayceph who falls, and That just seems like tilt.
Yeah, that's a classic example of tilt right there. But, Calamvale definitely, they've secured their advantage now. It's definitely, we'll see how they decide to push this advantage. And then again, we've seen a 6-0-2 Soolgi coming out. Definitely, he is the man to watch right now. He's about to get his Rabadon's Death Cap as his 3rd item at 17 minutes as the Vladimir. Then, Jayce, 1 item. Actually, half an item completed. Really?
I don't think I've ever seen a hard AP Vladimir in a tournament before, but I think it's completely justified. 6-0-2 on Soolgi right now on this Vladimir, and they, I can't believe it's actually happening. I can't believe we are seeing this, the 3-headed monster setup as which one looking to chase down WonderlandZERO and CritterMiester. It's actually getting quite low. That's good kiting coming out of CritterMiester. The ultimate from WonderlandZERO is not going to catch anyone, but it will force Calamvale away.
Right there, Witch One getting a bit too greedy there. He isn't the most tanky player on Calamvale's team. And, CritterMiester, he does have the crit in the Essence Reaver right now. Definitely can dish out enough damage. How
big is Soolgi feeling right now? More importantly, is woobi caught out? That was an Ignite dropped, I believe. No, it wasn't dropped, but woobi is still turning the damage around. Ultimate's used. Jayceph Stalin is not going to be able to get away. woobi gets one as Yoxiourn staying on DaddyoftheGrave in order to force this Volibear away. A easy kill secured by Calamvale. This could be mid-tower finally falling.
Yep. So Jayce, again, pushing a bit too aggressively into the Kai'Sa right there, dashing right in as the hammer stance Jayce right there, and DaddyoftheGrave, he's trying to run away. So miscommunication again. However, woobi good engage after he realizes that he definitely can take on this 1v1 and securing the kill, making him the 3-0-3 Kai'Sa with the 6-0-2 Vladimir backing him up.
Yeah, there's gold and so many of the correct targets right now. As even FeifeiFAN wants in on the action, chunking down AC 1002 will be forcing this Ornn away. He's actually looking to run him down. Unfortunately, he does not connect with that last shuriken, so AC will escape this time around. But assist me pinging on that dragon. It is going to be another Infernal Drake. This time Calamvale want it for themselves.
Yep. However, I would like to point out that even though the score is 1-10, however, Merrimac is not giving up any of the turrets right now. The turret is still 0-0. First tower has still not been taken. So in terms of objective, they're still definitely even with Calamvale. However, it will be definitely dependent on this dragon to see if we could get a team fight coming out, breaking open the map.
I would even say Merrimac has been ahead on objectives because of the 2 dragons that they've secured before. But with gold lead falling further and further in Calamvale's way, how much longer can Merrimac hold on to this objective lead? I feel as if taking this fight in the river will be very dangerous for Merrimac, and I'm not sure they want to walk into it. I'd be looking for the cross-map play right now, maybe trying to catch FeifeiFAN, who is down teleport and down flash, and possibly conceding this dragon. But instead, they're going to be looking to contest it. The Boomerang Blang does go through, so they should know it's been started. But how do you walk forward against this team, especially if they're dragging that Infernal Dragon out of the pit?
And Volibear is actually going straight to top lane. He's not even considering to contest this Infernal Drake. Instead, he is definitely looking at FeifeiFAN.
But instead, it looks like they're not going to get either because the Infernal Drake has been secured by Calamvale, and now DaddyoftheGrave is making his play, but it could be too little too late. Here comes the Ornn. The big goat does connect. DaddyoftheGrave should be able to flip FeifeiFAN back out of the tower. Slicing Maelstrom does not get the stun, and down goes Kennen.
Yep, there we go. The Kennen play on the top side. Just damage coming out of Soolgi.
And he doesn't even have the death gap finished yet.
No.
This is horrifying. Yeah. Not to mention this mid lane pressure just being shoved in right now. 2 turrets have gone down in the past minute for Calamvale. They are starting to really take this game over. They're sitting on an 8k gold lead about 20 minutes in. They have, their first Infernal Drake. I imagine they'll control more. Here comes the Hemo Plague doing so much damage to CritterMiester. Isn't enough for the kill? It is!
Soolgi godlike right now. Going in for the confident, aggressive play with the E-Flash onto on the Vladimir, onto the Sivir, catching the Sivir off guard. No spell shield right there, pretty much block nothing, and then burns through the barrier and the flash off the Sivir right now. So Soolgi, just an aggressive monster right now.
Give that Hemomancer his hat. Death Cap has now been built for Soolgi, and he is going to do even more damage. We just saw him pop, CritterMiester. Now I think he has the potential to pop DaddyoftheGrave, who has opted only Merc Treads for magic resist. After that, he's gone armor. This could be a horrifying 1v5 Vladimir.
Yeah, this Vladimir definitely, we're talking about him scaling into the late game. However, in the mid game, he's already pretty much a late game monster now with the items that he's acquired. And, looking on the counterpart, Jayce right now, average blade with a Yomu's picked up. Yes, he's strong, but definitely not on the same level as Soolgi.
Does that Yomu's blade now make him an assassin?
I don't think he's going to be assassinating anybody at this point.
That's a TFT reference, by the way. I don't think you caught that one.
I don't play TFT. TFT sucks.
I did. Oh!
Nah, TFT sucks,
TFT
mate.
is fantastic. That said, though, what possibly could be not so fantastic for Merrimac is this sort of setup right there by Calamvale, looking to possibly jump in on them. That said, Merrimac kind of sussed it out. They're going to back away for now, but the siege is definitely being set on the bot side. Soolgi is the focus point for Calamvale. He does so much damage at the moment, not to mention you have woobi still on 222 CS, the most in the game. This Kai'Sa is still going to hurt, already 2.5 items completed. What team fight does Merrimac even find that brings them back into this?
Really, I think it will be only like catching someone in the jungle, like forcing a 5v4, 5v3 even. However, I'm not even too sure they can win a 5v4 currently.
That ward coming out of WonderlandZERO just there saved this Xayah's life, and now they're actually stopping the backs, getting a good bit of damage onto Soolgi. They're not going to commit for that fight. Calamvale's still too close, so they would just jump right back on him, and it would be bad times for everyone. But if I'm Calamvale right now, Baron's up. You have such a big lead. You have such a big Vladimir. I really think they should be forcing the issue around that big purple ward.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have to take it. They could just, you know, bait out the Baron, get a team fight. Because right now, what they want to do is fight. And Merrimac, they don't want to fight. They're hiding under towers. They're being safe, right? And then you, as Calamvale, you really can't engage against an Ornn, right? He can turn it around really fast on your team. So right now, Calamvale going for the Baron, luring Merrimac out of their base would be very important for a team fight.
It would be critical for them, especially when you have champions like Jayce and Sivir, that they can wave clear for days. It's actually not the worst game over situation for Merrimac because of their team comp. There's no reason for them to leave the base except for maybe to contest this Baron. But if they can just sit back, farm waves, try and climb back into this game late, maybe they can pull something off right now. So Calamvale still has work cut out for them. They still have to use their big brains, find these outplay situations, and then capitalize on them.
Yeah, definitely. However, you know, right now, CritterMiester happily farming in the bot lane, catching up on the items right now. But however, we do see only a 1.5 item silver, I would say, right now. However, but...
Oh, flash used from DaddyoftheGrave, but which one is more than happy to follow up? Here comes the slicing maelstrom. The DaddyoftheGrave is so tanky, he's buying so much time, and Jayceph Stalin makes his appearance known. 2 kills going over to Merrimac.
Yeah, beautiful retaliation kind of Merrimac right now. You know, everyone focusing onto the Volibear. He is quite the tanky boy right now. You don't want to do that. And, you know, the collapse coming out of very well, the support coming out from the Ornn ulti, and the Jayce with the blast cone over the wall. Very well played response for Merrimac. And Calamvale, you know, they try to kill the Volibear to set up for the Baron. However, Merrimac has told them a very firm stance that, no, we're not letting you take this Baron for free.
And I think that's just overconfidence coming out of Calamvale as a whole. They can't win every fight, especially when their champions with the gold are on the opposite ends of the map. Which one in FeifeiFAN? They're about even with the rest of Merrimac. It's really just Soolgi and woobi who are so far ahead. So Calamvale doesn't want to fight without them. That was really a poor skirmish for Calamvale to take. That said, though, with Soolgi and woobi around the Dragon Pit, they feel like, you know what, we can still probably 3v5, but let's go ahead and start this Ocean Drake. Merrimac, though, could be responding. They're stepping forward. They're going to get some vision over the wall. They do know that Calamvale is there. Do they look for the fight? This is going to be very risky, but AC does not have an ultimate, so the Dragon has been secured already for which one, and now they're looking to retreat. Teleport has been used, so FeifeiFAN will be joining up with the rest of Calamvale, and Merrimac will retreat for now.
Yeah, a good disengage coming out from the Jayce gate right there, speeding his whole team to safety, and, you know, wasting the teleport of FeifeiFAN, which is also very important because now they lose that kind of split push threat that the FeifeiFAN has been able to assert over the team of Merrimac, and now AC 1002 actually has the teleport advantage.
Yep, teleport advantage going to Merrimac, but how can they really effectively use it when all 3 lanes tend to be pushing them in for a majority of this game? Especially with FeifeiFAN rotating to the top lane right now. That was the only lane kind of going Merrimac's way, but it's going to quickly go back towards Calamvale. Teleport, not really that useful at the moment, although, looking for that pick, but once again, which one? Able to just sneak away. And with everyone around, with Merrimac around the top side of the map, this could be a free tower for Calamvale and woobi, but Baron has been started. Merrimac's in a tough situation right now. I don't think they want this fight. Bot tower will be going down, and Merrimac are going to retreat for now.
Yeah.
Oh, or are they? Ornn has been blowed. Daddy of the Grave trying to get the Soolgi, but the Sanguine Pool will buy some time. Flash has been used by this Vladimir as Daddy of the Grave was trying to chase down which one. In the end, they won't be able to catch anyone. Ultimates had been burned, 3 critical ones for Merrimac, and now Calamvale could be looking to re-engage. That teleport is stopped in mid lane. AC1002, I'm not sure what his plan was there, but as a result, woobi has taken down that bot side tower. They want the inhibitor as well, but here comes the rest of Merrimac to force them away. In mid lane, a fight could start, but no, woobi is doing so much damage that Jayceph Stalin has to flash defensively. Head pulverize does miss. AC1002 though is in a bad situation. He's getting worked down. He has to flash as well. Ignite was dropped onto the Ornn as Daddy of the Grave trying to do what he can to push Yoxiourn back. CritterMiester getting whatever auto he can as the minions start to crash into this inhibitor. Bot side inhibitor falls. Calamvale health bars are low though, and they will have to retreat.
Wow, dude, during that whole team fight, dude, Calamvale's team playing that really well, you know, dragging, they don't want to take the fight, they're just wasting their time. And then, you know, just kind of like playing, ring around the rosy, around the Baron pit, while woobi is at the bot side opening up the whole map. And then the whole team rotating onto woobi, securing the inhibitor. Although not too many kills found during that team fight, however, overall the objective battle goes to the side of Calamvale.
Yep, they get that bot side inhibitor, and that is the most important inhibitor to get if your goal is that Baron. Calamvale playing such a slow controlled game this time around. They haven't been able to find that massive kill lead and goal lead that they found in game 1, but they are still controlling the map. They are still in prime position to punch that ticket to the grand final, and possibly Baron is the way that they do it.
Yep, definitely. Right now, both, you know, bottom inhibitor down. Now they just need vision control around the Baron, shove up top wave, mid wave, and then just go for that Baron right now. They have the damage with the Kai'Sa, 3 items on the Kai'Sa, and almost 3 items as well on the Vladimir. They can melt off this Baron, and then even if they don't, they could go for any team fight they want right now.
Yeah, they have the damage to do whatever they want. It's all a matter of picking and choosing the correct combination to lock this game in. Merrimac, on the other hand, they need that desperation play. They need to get something going. Losing Baron would definitely hurt them, but they don't have their entire team there. Jayceph Stalin is bot side without teleport. They don't have teleport, so this should be Baron going them. That said, Ornn has been dropped. They're going to try and disrupt the Baron, but here comes the Hemo Plague. Here comes the damage. Baron secured by Calamvale as well. Yoxiourn in that front line taking so much as woobi is coming up huge. That is Merrimac getting a race and a Baron and team fight going Calamvale's way.
And bot side super minions are shoving into their base. They can run it straight down bot side and end the game with the minions.
Oh, Jayceph! Why are you getting caught out there? That is the ace, and that should be the game. Calamvale may have just punched their ticket to this grand final.
Wow, well played right there. And I would like to give the shout out to FeifeiFAN right there with the Maelstrom.
Slicing Maelstrom
was used straight into the back line, securing the Baron and stunning the multiple targets, and that's it.
That will be it. The Nexus Tower will go down. Our grand final, Kelvin Grove versus Calamvale. What a game. What a game and what a performance for this Calamvale side.
Yeah, just a strong performance overall. You know, we've seen the top lane with the Darius pop off, and we've seen woobi and Yoxiourn in the bot lane. However, this game, it was Soolgi.
It was Soolgi on the Vladimir. We have seen 3 pop-off performances from 3 lanes out of this Calamvale team. This is the situation. This could be like Queensland's, you know, shining beacon, a bit of a surprise. That said, Kelvin Grove, they've also never lost a match.
Yeah.
We have 2 undefeated teams going into the final. I think you can see right now, I'm shaking. I am pumped.
Damn. 2 undefeated, clashing in the finals, 2 giants. Who will take the head?
That said, I believe we will be going to interviews to sort of check in on Calamvale and see how they are feeling for us in this one as soon as Viella is ready. It looks to me like she is, so Viella, take us away.
All right, guys, welcome to the Southside Champions. Southside, yes, Calamvale. All right, guys, I will be interviewing FeifeiFAN, the top laner. So how do you feel about that win?
I mean, it's a pretty interesting game, like, because my teammates asked me to play safe. Yeah. Like, you can see in the game, I split a lot, like, pushing. But yeah, all my teammates are doing really well in the game, actually. You see, first game, the bot lane is doing really well. The second game, the mid ladder is actually crazy. It's actually really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually really good of you guys. The teamwork was incredible. Do you have any words for your opponents in the grand finals?
Be careful.
All right, guys, you have it. Calamvale Community College versus Kelvin Grove for the grand final. That should be starting when the countdown goes down, and we'll let you know how that goes, all right? Thanks to you all.
Calamvale versus Kelvin Grove. What a grand final this is going to be. The two undefeated teams. We were sort of talking NALCS as that interview was going, and sort of Calamvale, kind of that Cloud9. They're making that gauntlet run. They did join the tournament late. Yep. They had to win out to get here. They have done just that. Whereas KG4, they're kind of more that TSM team, the team that you expect to just stay at top from start to finish and go all the way. So, in a sense, this is NA's El Clasico happening here in Queensland. But it's important to discuss how Calamvale was able to get to this grand final. And this game number 2 was fantastic.
Yep, the game number 2, overall, just beautiful kiting coming out from the side of Calamvale right there. With the, the Kai'Sa and the Vladimir dishing damage while running back towards the team, and then the re-engage from Yoxiourn onto the side of Merrimac. Just well played overall, good team communications, and it's really good to see that Calamvale is saying that we're not relying on one player to carry us to the finals. All of us are capable, and each of them has stepped up along the way.
And it's not just that, but it's also like different play styles each time around. When it was with FeifeiFAN, it was the split push team comp that came through. With game number 1 of the semifinal, it was that front to back team fight and the bot lane coming through. And then in this last game, off of the Vladimir, that was just, I'm gonna choose an old WWE term on this one: ruthless aggression coming out of this mid lane. Like Soolgi, he was just, now I'm not letting this Jayce get away with anything. This might be a losing matchup. I don't care. I'm taking Ignite. I'm going into the mid lane. I'm going to be getting First Blood. I'm going to be taking this game over because I want this grand final appearance.
Yep, definitely. Each player is showing their statements towards the finals of the attitude and their aggression. And it'll be definitely interesting to see what happens during the fight against KG4. However, just from this match, they definitely have a very strong showing in the semifinals right now. So definitely, Calamvale, very good team.
Calamvale looks to be a fantastic team, but I do want to give credit where credit is due to Merrimac. They have had an amazing run to get this far. They definitely did show up to play today. I liked how they were competing to the very bitter end. Unfortunately, I just feel they may have been a bit outmatched in terms of macro decision-making as well as individual playmaking,
yep.
But to get this far, to get to the semifinals out of like a pool of roughly 42 teams is super impressive. And they really, hats off to them. They came out to play. I'm very proud of them. DaddyoftheGrave in particular on this Volibear. I was questioning that pick. But game 2, he was showing up and actually making things happen.
Definitely. And on the side of Merrimac, all the players are definitely improving. Just from the first game onto the second game, I can see improvement on the players already and the communication and everything. Adapting to the play style. So, if the team does continue, I can definitely see them, making a strong showing next year, or just in any tournaments in general.
Yeah, they definitely have that potential to just grow and grow, as with any team that has shown up here to compete within the Queensland High School League. It makes me super excited to see next year, as I believe we may be going to some replays right about now. So let's just take a quick look at some of the highlights for that game. As soon as it comes up, I imagine, yep, it's going to be, this time it's going to be the Soolgi show.
Oh, the Vladimir.
Yep, this will be the Soolgi show indeed. We see the Ornn coming through, but that Hemo Plague was going to do so much work by the end of this team fight. As you can see, a bit of the re-engage. It looked messy at first, but it was actually woobi who I feel turned this one around.
Definitely. The kiting that, they're losing in damage right now, they're kiting away. Yoxiourn lures around the backside and then goes back for the engage with the Alistar double knockup again. Just really good kiting coming out from the side of Calamvale and a good team fight overall.
Yeah, it was definitely the fight that started to push the game in Calamvale's favor that time around. They were even willing to sort of chase people down that last bit of bleed damage, able to secure that kill. It was good play, and from there, Calamvale just continued to accelerate that advantage,
definitely.
Winning skirmish after skirmish, taking over the game, and then securing their ticket to the final.
That was definitely the turning point of the game, I would say. And then, I believe at the start of the fight, which one was the one that got caught. However, he turned it around and escaped with his life. So, very good plays coming out from both of the teams. However, Calamvale was just a bit stronger mechanics and everything.
I always feel, actually, that is a lot of times that sort of subtle difference between good teams and great teams. The ability to survive on a fraction of health, knowing your champion's limits, knowing when you can re-engage and disengage. I just remember Yoxiourn on the Alistar, just that re-engage. He was on a sliver of health, and he was like, okay, he's escaped. He's going to get out. No, he turns it right back around, gets that re-engage, knows that the team has the damage to secure those kills, and then they win the fight. and Yoxiourn escapes alive.
Yeah, just the guts on this man, Yoxiourn, insane right now. But Alistar again, well played towards him. Yoxiourn has a strong showing on the Nautilus. They banned it away from him this game. However, Alistar might be another pocket pick or his backup plan, but still very strong showing overall this game.
On the tanky engaged supports, I think Yoxiourn, that's where he is going to be most comfortable as we are moving to our second replay here. This was the Baron fight, and I believe it was a case of Merrimac just really trying to do something desperate and maybe turn this game around. You can see the engage really only hit one target, and from that, it was going to be an easy turnaround for Calamvale.
Yep. I believe a 4-man slicing Maelstrom from Kennen flashing into the team. That was very good play coming out from the side of Calamvale. And overall secure, and the final chase onto the Jayce getting caught by the Rek'Sai Prey Seeker. Beautiful play from which one right now.
Those Prey Seekers coming out of which one? Once again, I mean, maybe I'm sounding like a broken record here, but they were on point. They were always used effectively, whether to secure kills or sometimes even to dodge skill shots and dodge incoming damage. It was like, uh-oh, they're trying to jump on me. I'm just going to Prey Seeker into their backline. And then Merrimac's like, oh, no, where did the Rek'Sai go? It's on to CritterMiester. Oh, no. And then, meanwhile, which one's, claw them all down, take them all, more kills for me. It was just, front to back, Calamvale looks so good.
Yeah, just looking like a very strong team overall right now. And it'll definitely be a very interesting match against KG4.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this final match against KG4. I think so many lanes are going to be just back and forth. They're going to be seeing action. That is for sure. With our final starting at 3 o'clock, roughly in 40 minutes, it's going to be the battle of the Queensland High School ages. Only one team will have their name engraved on that trophy, which we have been seeing all day. I'm excited to see who it is. I'm hoping we finally get to go to 3 games.
Yeah, game 3 definitely. That final game where both teams has the trophy on the line will be the most tense. And just the fighting of the will, fighting of the guts, just everything. Every team will pull out whatever they have to win that trophy.
It is no more time to hold anything back because it is do or die for both Kelvin Grove as well as Calamvale. So, finals coming up soon. Stay with us.